So we'll start with the session. Today's topic is the growing importance of ergonomics and exercise medicine in the field of physiotherapy. So now, what exactly is ergonomics all about? As we all know, like we are the practitioners and the doctors, posture is something plays a very important role in the field of physiotherapy. In the field of physiotherapy for the recovery of the patient. So we can say, now I'm showing you some picture. You must be able to see on your screen that person is standing and lifting a T and showing the S curvature of the spine, turning his neck. He is standing. Behind that, there is a brown colored footwear. The person who is standing is lifting T, that means he is doing a work of lifting in the standing posture. But whatever may be the activities in the daily living you are going to do, you're supposed to do it with the S curvature of the spine. This is what exactly we are going to learn in ergonomics. Whenever the term ergonomics comes, as you all know, this is just a revision of everything a little bit. I mean, this is an introductory part. The ergonomics is derived from the Greek word. It's a combination of two words, that is ergon, that means work, can be even the preparing of chapati, and nomai means how to do it, that means the natural law of doing the work. In the International Ergonomic Association has adopted the technical definition. The ergonomics, that means the human factor, is both are one and the same. That means how to do it, it's a natural law. And the human factors, that means the anatomy and the physiology, everything we are going to combine in the workforce, is the scientific discipline concerned with the understanding of the interactions among humans and the other elements of the system, and the profession that applies theory, principle, data, and the methods to design in order to optimize human well-being and overall system performance. Ergonomics in the layman language, the way I implement in my clinic, like in the activities of the daily living, it's like make it more simple. It's a science of posture, the science of fitting a job to the person instead of forcing a person to fit the job. Whenever the person is doing any kind of an work, that time it is utmost on priority that the furniture or any kind of a furniture or any kind of a situation has to be suitable for that person instead of person doing it with an awkward posture. Whenever we do that kind of an activity, ultimately the force is going to get generated and put it on the spine. So when the spine is going to get affected, according to the medical point of view, the spine is your mother joint. If the mother joint start giving symptoms to you, automatically your other small joints start giving symptoms to you, and ultimately that patient land up into the musculoskeletal disorders, which we think it's a postural deformity. Because of that, it has developed the pain or kind of a stiffness. But definitely it's curable within the normal within the range, and the same point of time it can be curable with the ergonomic postures along with the physiotherapy. So what ergonomist is actually doing, whenever we consider as a ergonomic as a field, whenever the physiotherapist or the person who is academically qualified to practice the science of ergonomics, we call that person as an ergonomist. The person ergonomic maintaining balance, that means whenever the workplace we are going to design, that time utmost important that you have to understand the capacity of that particular person as well as the particular workstation. The workforce capacity, that means the height of that particular table, chair, or otherwise the workstation where the person is standing. The second important part for that particular workstation is the job demands, like how many hours that particular person is going to spend on that particular workstation. That means in the Indian scenario, we consider the 5'2" up to the 5'10" kind of an height for the people who can be female or who can be a male. According to that, we have to discriminate, but this is in more detail. This is the basic concept which I am going to explain it in today's session. That time it is going to be a very few people understand that height is the utmost important part in the workstation. Whenever you are going to explain them about the workstation, understand the height of that particular furniture and take in consideration with the height of that particular person. When you are treating a team or when you are doing an analysis for the team, you have to understand the height, the elbow angles, anthropometry, and the biomechanics, and based on that you have to design it. This is a role of an ergonomist, and the fitness part is going to be taken care by the exercise medicine. Along with the same, you are going to consider the physiotherapy if there is any pathological conditions. The role of ergonomist is going to be whenever you're treating the person who is coming to you with the pain. In my clinic, the first assessment I do is with the ergonomic point of view. The first is that if there is any kind of postural things which we have to correct it, so that that person's root cause of that particular pain can be get corrected. The second assessment we have to do is with the physiotherapy point of view. Then the third is going to be the fitness part, that means the exercise medicine part. We are going to give them the actual report, which is I give it on paper. This is your fitness report for the any a system like musculoskeletal system, the cardiorespiratory system, the neurological system. The on paper report we are going to generate based on their fitness level, and whenever that report is in you is with you as well as with the patient, the design protocol we are going to tell them to perform at home. Like recently we have come across that whenever you are going to do that particular report, alternate day is one of the solution that you can tell it to the patient to perform at home. Automatically the muscles get a improper amount of the rest, as well as the rejuvenation and the redevelopment of that particular muscle. If the obesity person is there, they are going to develop their proper posture as well as the strength, as well as the spinal structures and the capacity, whenever that whole protocol they are going to implement into their daily routine. The second important part is utmost is the posture, to reduce the stress on muscles as well as the mental stress. If the posture is going to get considered, the first utmost posture is going to be the sleeping posture. If the person is sleeping with the sound sleep, with the corrected posture, automatically the repair is going to happen very fast. Sure, sir. Okay. I just got the reply that has to be a little slow. Absolutely fine. Thank you so much for the feedback. I am going little slow now. See, the postures which we are going to teach are going to be, the first is the sleeping. Whenever the person sleep, automatically the rejuvenation is going to happen. That person is going to be in the complete peace of mind when getting up from the bed. That 7 to 8 hours sleep makes a lot of difference in that particular person's daily routine. So the posture plays utmost important role in the recovery as well. Then the second posture comes is the sitting. Most of the people sit for the hours and hours in their industrial area, like me, that is the professional requirement. If they are sitting, we have to teach them the desktop stretches as well as the correct way of sitting first. Because every time the furniture is not in our hand, instead of forcing the person to fit the job, we have to make sure that job is suitable for that person. This is one of our criteria. So when we are telling that person how to sit correctly, automatically that furniture will become suitable for him. Like this is we do it in the teamwork. Like we can have that team or the own, that means the one individual is coming to your clinic and the team is going to come to you for the, like that means the industry is going to approach you for the industrial training. Ergonomics can also work as a health safety specialist in corporate or in the health industry. Role of the physiotherapy and ergonomics go hand in hand. Whenever we are considering the hospital or the health industry, automatically physiotherapy and ergonomics comes into play. They are either going to approach a physiotherapist to conduct the ergonomic session, or they are directly going to approach an ergonomist to conduct the fitness along with the ergonomics in their particular industrial setup. After visiting the industrial setup, you have to understand what exactly is their issue, what are the commonest musculoskeletal disorders, and based on that, our session is going to go ahead in that particular industry. Major role involves about ergonomics are, the first is going to be the ergonomic evaluation and the training for the patient and the general population. Evaluation and the training for the patients. First important is that the postural assessment is utmost important whenever we are going to consider as an ergonomics. The second is going to be the general population. If you are going into the mob or going to train and you are going to conduct the workshop for the either the ergonomic point of view or either with the fitness point of view, both the time important is that evolution. Whatever the checklist and everything I am using, I am going to share it with you today. You can note it down whenever after the session is going to get finished. The training manpower. Whenever you are going to enter into the industry and the training the manpower is going to happen there, utmost important is that manpower along with the same, their capacity you have to assess, you have to evaluate. Then based on that, we are going to train that manpower. Ergonomic auditing is nowadays is the most upcoming part in the industrial ergonomics. Auditing, that means the industrial people are going to approach an ergonomist for any kind of a training what we are doing there, and then we are going to enter into that industry. We are going to assess the furniture, we are going to assess each and every individual, then the group training sessions are going to happen, and based on their requirements of the particular profession, we are going to design the fitness protocol and we are going to train them. Along with the same, we are going to submit the report, what are the do's and the don'ts and what are the correction is going to require. The product designing, development of the ergonomic solution, ergonomic testing, and the product designing. These are one of the things which are now very much upcoming in the industrial area. The product designing, the testing, and the ergonomic solutions. That means, like simply we can take ophthalmology as a field, wherever the product designing plays a very important role from the ergonomic point of view. If there is a very precision work is going to get it done by the ophthalmologist who is doing any kind of a laser surgery. If the person, that means the operating surgeon, is sitting there and that person's designed protocol, that means the any kind of a laser equipment is not in the corrected way the person has designed it, definitely it is going to cause a permanent backache or the microtraumas to that particular person who is sitting on that particular workstation. So designing of that particular workstation, then giving the proper assessment, as well as giving them the proper ergonomic solution, this is also one of the field where the students can join and get the opportunity to work as an ergonomist in that industry. Whenever we consider the ergonomics, why it is so much important, in the previous session, like 11 o'clock, there was a one more session, the students were asking, everybody is behind the profit from the industrial point of view, but why we are giving the ergonomics, and why people will pay us for that? Definitely they are going to pay you for that, because every industry needs profit. If the profit is going to be more, then automatically the productivity and the creativity of that particular employee has to be there. If the productivity and the productivity and the capacity and the creativity of that particular person is going to be increased with the help of ergonomics and the fitness point of view, definitely they are going to search ergonomics, they are going to hire it, and they are going to implement it. Recently, it's my personal experience, I have only done one industry for almost 3 years, which was a pharmaceutical industry, and the growth and the tremendous response we are getting from that industry, and they are calling me again and again for the same particular setup, which is one of the upcoming field ergonomics we were saying, but now people have started believing on that particular concept and people are accepting in a positive way. Now we will come to the part of an exercise medicine. From where this exercise medicine come, why it is so important in the field of physiotherapy. Like most of the time we consider the fitness only in the gym. Hello, is it audible? Hello, is it audible for you all? Whenever we consider the fitness industry, that means an exercise medicine, it is applicable to the all layman people. Layman, that means the person who has a non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases, that means a BP, hypertension, or can be any kind of a cancer, or the osteoporotic conditions, or the dynamic balances, or the depression, or the prostate cancers. These are the commonest thing we keep facing in the clinical setup, but we don't know how to deal with it with the only physiotherapy or the ergonomics. When the non-communicable diseases, that means a simple, there are any n number of people are going to come to you and going to give you the history. I am diabetic, I am hypertensive, my mother was diabetic, my father was diabetic, and now I am carrying the same history in my lifestyle. You can explain them that definitely it is correctable. You are not supposed to get scared of that particular thing. There are n number of cases in my clinic. I can show you that with the help of fitness therapy, along with the physiotherapy, along with the postural corrections, and along with the exercise medicine and the nutrition, definitely we can control, we can reverse the effect of non-communicable diseases, we can maintain the dynamic balance, and also we can prevent the osteoporotic conditions to go into the extensive damage, more than the extensive damage. Even the depression is one of the commonest thing. Prostate cancer is what is prostate cancer? The prostate cancer is the cancer which is occurring in the male, definitely it is the cancer of the prostate gland. And that we can definitely, it is a I mean, this is the thing which is we are going to treat with the exercise medicine point of view. We can increase their capacity based on the evaluation report of the Dr. Fit, which is a software designed by Dr. Lee, who is in Malaysia. I recently did exercise medicine under him. Based on that particular assessment report, as I earlier mentioned, I guess you were not there for the session, exercise medicine, physiotherapy and ergonomics, we can combine all three and we can treat in that particular patients. So we have to design the protocol which is best suitable for them, and then take the fitness thing, and after every month you are going to reassess it. These are the 9 targets for the 2025. I am not going to read all because of the lack of time, and there is a lot of explanation is required. But the more focus is going to be the 10% reduction in the prevalence of the insufficient physical activity. WHO ratio, recently also the COVID is going on, we are under the lockdown. Recently we were going through the research work, and the people have commented on that the people who are obese are more prone to get a COVID. The people who are underlying diseases like asthma, or can be the cardiovascular or respiratory condition which is very bad, and the people are not into the fitness, are getting more affected by the COVID. This is one of the commonest reason that we are the physiotherapist and we are the ergonomist, as we are the exercise medicine student. We have to give them at least we have to take the efforts, so that even the India is going to be from the inactive to the less active to the active phase. This is our contribution to the society, that we can make sure that even we are contributing into that, and we are making sure that we are making our India more active. Non-communicable diseases, where it is the application of that non-communicable diseases is going to be in the exercise medicine point of view. The most commonest are the cancer, cardiovascular diseases, stroke, chronic respiratory diseases and the diabetes. Whenever we are going to consider the non-communicable diseases rate, death rate in India, the number is increasing day by day because of the professional inactivity of the people. A professional inactivity, that means the lifestyle diseases, definitely it is going to be the obesity, diabetes, hypertensive, the stress related. Patients are getting more and more addicted, they are getting a lack of sleep, the food habits are damaging. Right now we are definitely eating the home cooked food. This is a good thing what COVID has done, but these are the commonest thing people are facing. Whenever the stress is going to be there, the sleep is going to get hampered. Definitely the part of ergonomics to teach them the correct posture, how to sleep. If the addictions are going to be there, definitely there is a stress related disorders which we have to treat with the physiotherapy, along with the fitness point of view, along with the ergonomics point of view. If there is a lifestyle modification, overall we have to have that assessment fitness report by the exercise medicine point of view, then treat that each and every muscle with the physiotherapy. Along with the same, we are going to do an ergonomic session for them, so that each and every posture is corrected. They are going to consume more energy, they are going to start feeling energetic, they are going to become more productive and creative at their workplace. The changing lifestyle, that means we have to have that particular ratio where exactly they are getting damaged. The damage, that means the respiratory system is getting more affected, cardiovascular system is getting affected, or the mental health is getting affected, or the neurovascular system is getting affected. Like sometimes just only the varicose vein is causing damage to the people. We don't even come to know they are in pain, because only they having the varicose veins because of the wrong sitting for the throughout a day on the workstation. So those many things we can consider. We have to do the assessment. Based on that, we have to give them the report for the fitness test, and the same point of time you can design the protocol for the patient. They can do it in the home front as well as in the clinic front. Clinic front, definitely the more scientific way with the physiotherapy. The second thing important, that you have to understand the cardiorespiratory fitness. That means the cycling, cross kayak, even the elliptical, even the treadmill. You have to design. We have to understand the resting heart rate, target heart rate, and based on that, we have to design their protocol which they can perform at home. How many minutes they have to walk, how many minutes they have to jog, and how many sessions they have to perform on a daily basis. Those things we have to understand. As per the prescription and the dosages point of view, the government is encouraging even the exercises. That's why even the yoga day was so publicly announced, and it was done by even the PM Modi ji. The like this is the way even I do yoga. You also have to do that yoga. The same way we have to design our exercise medicine protocol, which is actually suitable for even the kids, even for the adults, even for the people who are obese, or even the person who are having underlying diseases. Because most of the time the concept is that the fitness, that means the gym exercises or the theraband exercises or any kind of an exercises which they are doing in the fitness point of view, is applicable to the people who are fit. But this is not that way. It is going to be applicable for all the individuals who are planning to come back to the routine activity, as well as they are planning to go into the less active to active and active state of their lifestyle. The medical doctors advises and prescribe exercises. This is one of our major role that we have to tell even the gym instructor. First, let them take that assessment. Is it actually suitable, these many repetitions or these many weights to the patient or not? Then based on that, you both can combine your sessions, and then we can work on the patient. Everyone know what exercise can do for you, but to many they always ask why it is not working. Yes, definitely this is one of the commonest question even I have faced in my daily routine. I am doing n number of things, Aditi, but I am not able to reduce my weight, or my diabetic levels, my diabetic ranges, my sugar level are not coming into that particular state where I am feeling fit, energetic. And which exercises I have to do? Here our role is coming. If the person is going into the fitness training, if the person is going for the any kind of an walk activity, the cardiorespiratory activity, but the weight is not getting reduced, he is following n number of nutritional diets, but he is not coming into the fitness diet, where the exercise medicine role comes. Actual dosage, which are the system has to be worked on, and what are the effect, the target oriented and the goal oriented has to be there. So automatically everything will fall in place. You will be getting the 100% result every day. Now and then I am getting the 100% results, so patients are very happy. They are coming again and again, and they are getting more and more active state of their mind as well as their body. So the whole well-being is with the corrected postures as well as with the corrected dosages of an exercise. Whenever you are deciding a prescription, like these many exercises for these many repetitions and for these many days you have to perform, what type and what how exactly are going to write the prescription? In the student's point of view, I'm going to explain it in a more detail. The specific type, that means can be the strength training, can be the resistance training, can be the cardiorespiratory fitness, or can be it is just simply a theraband exercises which that person is going to do, or can be just the PT exercises. The dosages are going to be the frequencies. The ergonomist, according to me, there is a one question. According to you, what would be the first thing that must be observed by the ergonomist is going to be what exactly the root cause of that particular condition if the individual is coming, and if the team setup is going to be there, what kind of a workstation is going to be there, and where that person is working is one of the things we are going to observe as an ergonomist, and then accordingly we are going to design everything. Now the prescription for the exercise medicine is going to be the frequency, intensity, the strength, or the individualized. Individualized, that means even the celebrity comes to us because they want a particular training and they want to get develop their strength as well as the fitness. So that thing you can develop as an individualized. The frequency and the intensity are going to decide as per the patient pathological conditions, the fitness assessment report, the cardiovascular conditions, and I am using a Dr. Fit software for that particular thing, getting the on-paper report, giving it to the patient as well as it's with me, and based on that we are going to go ahead in that particular session. Now lifestyle modifications as well as the basic ergonomics which we are going to implement in this. Like these are some of the bad habits I have enumerated over here. These are the simple pictures which will explain our daily routine to us. That means the sleeping in an awkward thickness, improper thickness of the pillow as well as the mattress, sleeping in an awkward postures without taking the proper support, getting up with a sudden jerk, lying down in the C shape, even bending in front of the wash basin with the C shape. At the time of eating also continuously sitting into the slouch posture. Or the another thing is like continuously sitting into the cross leg and doing awkward postures with the continuously taking the broad thickness pillows, lying on the stomach with the C shape, leaning on a one side continuously at the time of working, sitting in an awkward posture while using the laptop or the tablets or the smartphones. In this further the session is going to go ahead, you will understand what are the angles and everything is going to be there. But these are some of the bad habits every day we follow as a doctor, as a patient, or as a layman. That time even we don't understand ki here we are putting a continuous stress on our spine at the time of our relaxation, where each and every muscle is continuously working instead of continuously working at the time of your relaxation. So there is no relaxation, the muscles are going to conserve more energy, and you are going to damage your spine and continuously putting a micro traumas, which ultimately land up into the cervical or the lumbar or the mid back issues, and along with the same we call it as a musculoskeletal disorders, or sometimes is the non-communicable diseases like a stress, anxiety, obesity, or the diabetes or the hypertensive condition. Our inactivity at our workplace as well as our at the home front is one of the contributory factor which we have to correct it from the root with the help of ergonomics along with the exercise medicine. Whenever we consider the exercise medicine along with ergonomics is the multidisciplinary nature of the ergonomics. What exactly the multidisciplinary nature of the ergonomics is all about? Whenever we are considering multidisciplinary approach, the assessment has to be based on the anatomy and the physiology of that particular person or the individual. What medicines he is taking continuously, what are the effects happening on his liver, kidney, what are the systems are getting affected, we have to assess. The anthropology, biomechanics, engineering psychology are the factors which we are going to get in consideration, and based on that our ergonomic postures, professional requirement, ergonomic fitness, as well as the test of stretches or the stretches which are based on their fitness level we are going to design. Whenever the ergonomic concept we consider, the tool design, visual auditory task design, the workstation design, and the material handling. These are the factors we consider in the ergonomics. The tool design, that means if you are designing any kind of a hand gripper or any kind of a material which we are going to use it at the time of tool. The hand grip or the any I mean we can just take an example of the farmers, the people who are using the tools for the farming industry or the pharmaceutical industry or any kind of an industrial setups, like recently I have done it is a optical fiber industry. That these are the three different industries example I am giving, so that you will understand in a more broader concept how exactly the tool designing, workstation designing, the visual auditory task designing, and the material handling we do. When the tool designing, that person has to maintain his spine into the neutral posture. The second important part, the grips has to be loose. It shouldn't put us so much pressure on your spine. When the workstation is going to get designed, that time you have to understand that person capacity, his anthropology, his biomechanics, and the same point of time the workstation professional requirement. Material handling limit. Sometimes the space is so less in the industrial area that we have to design it according to the ergonomics is a challenge. The like an optical fiber industry, the fibers are going to fall on the floor, and that person is going to use that very heavy shoes, which are we call it as a ergonomic footwear. We have to design it according to them as per the requirement. It shouldn't cause a damage on their spinal structures. What foam we have to give it to them. These are some of the examples of material handling. The visual auditory task, when we are going to consider, the auditory and the visual plays a very important role. If the continuous bright light like a sodium vapor light or any kind of other light, and the chemicals are going to get produced inside the company or the industrial area, automatically those directly affect on that person's performance. To how to cope up with that particular task, you have to teach them in the ergonomic point of view. What are the stress management technique they can do it. To being in coordination with the all, we are going to teach them into the ergonomics. Whenever the ergonomic risk factors we are going to consider, the same risk factors are applicable in the exercise medicine fitness point of view. The repetition, awkward postures, forceful exertion, static postures, mechanical contact, stress, temperature, and the vibration. Repetition. If the person is into an awkward postures for the throughout a day and doing a repetition task like simply cutting, the cutting in the chicken industry, if the chopping or any kind of a thing they are going to do it repeatedly with the awkward postures, definitely they are going to start developing the wear and tear of the muscle. The forceful exertion. If the grip is improper, automatically the exertion is going to be very forceful. It is going to damage the muscle as well as it is going to damage the brain, because they are directly going to get assessed with the circulation of the brain, circulation of the heart, and circulation which is going to provide it to the whole of the body. So the body temperature raises unnecessary, the stress is going to increase, the mechanical contacts are going to get increased, and the vibratory tool which are going to put a pressure on your spine are directly going to affect on the nerves. So that many people develop the carpal tunnel syndrome, sometimes they develop the tingling sensation, and everything can be corrected within a normal range if they are coming it in an early stage with the only help of an ergonomics along with the fitness therapy along with the physiotherapy. And the nutrition of course plays a very important role. That means the vitamin B12, D3, serum uric acid, serum calcium, electrolyte balance, hemogram, everything plays a very much important role. But those things you have to understand that these are the things associated with the ergonomics and the physiotherapy point of view. So those things implement along with this. The awkward postures put unnecessary strain on your spine. Generally we consider the ergonomics as a science of posture. But if the person is consistently coming to you again and again, that person might have developed the first initial thing is can be the thinning of the disc, can be the compression of the disc or the degeneration or the bulge or the herniation. And the last stage can be the disc degeneration along with osteophytes formation. There are some pathological conditions where we are not supposed to enter into the role of the orthopedician or the neurologist or the neurosurgeons. Those are the red marks area, but these are one of the things which I assess and which I tell them in the ergonomic point of view. At least their lifestyle become very much soothing for you with the help of an ergonomics, because sometimes the case is beyond the help of a physiotherapy, just a maintenance therapy is applicable, or otherwise the surgery is the only option, and sometimes even the surgery is not applicable. That time only the ergonomics plays a very important role. When we consider the shock absorption mechanism of the spine, it starts from your head, ends up to your tailbone. So we have to understand the concept. The 7 cervical and the 5 lumbar are meant for the shock absorption. The 12 thoracic, the sacrum and the coccyx are the structural stability. So when we are teaching that person how to sit in the industrial area, the sacrum and coccyx should not be getting into continuous contact stress. So it has to be up. You are going to use your butt muscles for the sitting purpose. So always tell your patients or the people who are sitting there, you have to keep a one leg front, one leg behind, and sit with the corrected postures at the edge of the chair, then shift behind. So automatically the curvatures of the spine are going to get maintained neutrally. There are definitely many things we teach in the daily basis, but these are one of the basic things which I am telling you right now. The imbalance of the above factors leads to one-sided contraction of the muscle as well as one-sided postural scoliosis, or it can aggravate the osteoporotic and the osteoarthritic condition. That's why the root cause, that means the postures we have to correct, and then automatically this imbalance will start falling in place and you are going to get the full correction with the help of physiotherapy. Whenever the injuries are going to happen, there are some sort of injuries very much commonly get seen in the physiotherapy and ergonomics point of view. Are the repetitive stress injury, repetitive motion injury, cumulative trauma disorders, and the musculoskeletal disorders. These are the disorders which are very broad spectrum we can consider into this, but these are the some injuries. Commonest type are available, we are going to face whenever we are into the field, and we have to assess for those. The basic symptom whenever the person is suffering with the MSDs can be, the first is the stiffness. The person complained about the stiffness, discomfort. Then it start developing the pain, the neck, mid back or the low back pain. These are the green marked area. The patients are going to initially start complaining for the restricted range of motion of that particular joint. Sometimes they develop the one-sided shoulder pain. Then sometimes they develop the epicondylitis. It can be mimicking with the any kind of a radiculopathy as well. We have to assess, is it because of the postures, that it is not just only the epicondylitis or the shoulder pain. We have to correct the root cause by the ergonomics. Can develop the carpal tunnel syndrome, the knee discomfort, pain, cramps, numbness, or flat feet. The recent example all I can give you is the carpal tunnel syndrome. Industrial training was getting done. Everybody was complaining about the carpal tunnel syndrome. There was a one root cause which I noticed that time. There were the chair which company was provided to them was a complete C-shaped back, and they were thinking it's a S curvature of the spine, because according to the ergonomic point of view they bought recently those chairs. And the second was the edges of that particular table was so sharp at the time of typing on the computer lap, I mean the desktop setup, that means on the keyboard, everybody was resting their wrist on that sharp edges. So because of that, only everybody was suffering from the carpal tunnel syndrome on and off, and they was getting a tingling and a numbness sensation, and they were not paying full attention at the time of their workplace. So those things you can avoid. Definitely you can correct it with the correct those musculoskeletal disorders only with the postures, and then keep strengthening of the muscles, and then automatically everything will fall in place with the help of the physiotherapy. Cramps and the numbness, the knee discomfort and the adult flat feet is commonly I have seen in the IT industry. The knee discomfort happen because the people who are sitting on the IT industry hardly prefer to use a footrest. If the continuously legs are hanging, the calf muscle tightness get developed. There is a venous blockages, so automatically they develop the varicose veins as well. But it puts ultimately pressure on the knee muscle and the knee joint, so it causes a discomfort, stiffness as well as the pain. Sometimes at night, whenever they are stretching their muscles, it causes cramps and numbness, because the sciatic nerve also is going to get compressed over there, because the leaning on a one side is one of the commonest thing people tend to do when they are tired. That's why the desktop stretches comes into play every after 45 minutes. So every muscle has to get warmed up and they are going to be out of the pain. Adult flat feet, that means improper footwear. It can be associated even with the marathon runners. If the person is continuously into the activity, automatically the muscles are going to be in the contracted state more as well as compared to the active state. So if the person is developing adult flat feet, we have to assess the posture even at the time of doing his activities. Can be the fitness activity, can be his daily routine activity. So correct that thing, give the proper ergonomics for the footwear. What are the arches they have to provide, medial arch support, lateral arch support, the footwear, where the person is resting his heel, how he is walking, where the whole gravitational force is shifting from left to right or not, or otherwise that person is leaning front, how exactly his hand movements are happening, and then correct the posture. After correcting the posture, you are going to get the proper result and the assessment of that person, what exactly is going wrong and how to correct that person from the root, and then strengthen your muscles in the corrected posture. Whenever you are going to implement activities of the daily living by ergonomic way, that means you have learned the ergonomics in the sitting, standing, walking, jogging, along with the stair climbing, wearing the proper footwear, wearing the proper handling the where you're taking the proper kind of a purses, then automatically you are going to improve the quality of your work, quality of your life. You are going to save more money. Everybody loves money and everybody is ready to save more money by preventing all kind of illnesses. Reduce the duration of the work. This is utmost on priority. If you are into the awkward postures, your multiple joints, multiple muscles are going to be in action. If the action is going to be awkward, definitely you are going to spend more hour on that particular task. That if you are doing that task in a 5 minutes in the ergonomic way, you are spending hours and hours on that particular task, which we have, which this is the part of ergonomics way. We have to tell them, we have to correct them. If while just given a daily routine activity example, simply like brushing your teeth. This is the first activity which we do after getting up from the bed. And if you are doing it with the continuous spinal bending, simply the vertigo patient is going to complain, I am getting giddiness every now and then after getting up from the bed. Tell that patient to bend forward from the hips, not from the spine. Bending is the work of your hip, not of the spine. So automatically when you're bending forward, the wash basin is going to come in front of you. It will be visible with your eyes. Your all the spinal muscles, your all the nerves, everything is going to be into the complete neutral postures. Your muscles will be completely relaxed. You'll be completely into the peace of mind, as well as there will be the reduced duration of the work. Your energy is going to get considered, as well as the productivity is going to get increased, and you will be become more creative in your daily routine. Working smarter, not harder. Whenever we are going to consider this simple sentence, we always remember like, no, I just have to work smart. The ergo way of doing work is going to give you this benefit of working smarter, not harder. Because you are going to work on your grips, you are going to work on your spinal structures, you are going to work on your muscles with the exercise medicine and the fitness part along with the physiotherapy. And definitely you are going to do everything with the corrected postures. Just a few minutes, there is a one question is coming. We should be mentally strong, not strong mental to overcome. Strongly mental. So this is something which a person is, I guess, I don't know what exactly the point he want to prove here. Sad spot, right? The working in the physical way definitely going to help you, sir. But end result is that you have to understand this is the way we have to work with the corrected postures. The mental fitness and the physical fitness and the overall well-being is going to come whenever you're having that much of energy to spend on yourself. If the energy lacking, the creativity is lacking, the productivity is lacking, definitely you will not be able to active mentally and physically. It is going to directly affect, the first is physically, then it is going to be ultimately the mental stress. So first is the correction of the posture, then strengthen your muscles and maintain by the fitness test, by the exercise medicine fitness. Is there a specific protocol for the ergonomics for the person with the disabilities, especially for the wheelchair bound person? Yes, sir. There is a specific protocol. First, you have to assess what are the actual disabilities that person is facing. You have to design that wheelchair also with the help of the people who are expertise into that field. This is what I do it. I combine my work of designing with the people who actually design it for me. The second thing I do, what are the sleeping postures, sitting postures, standing postures, along with the crutches or any kind of a tool they are using it for their maintaining the mobilization, or if they are completely immobile, what are the postures we can do it to maintain them active. That particular thing, as well as the relaxation technique and the fitness protocol which they can do it in their disability, I do it with the ergonomics and the physiotherapy. Now, designing of the work surface area. This is an utmost important part of the ergonomics along with the exercise fitness therapy and the physical therapy. Work surface height is only based on the workstation which company is going to provide it to you, which is not in your hand. But definitely the postures are in your hand, where and how you have to work. Whenever you are going to do the precision work, make sure the angle of the elbow is going to be 45 degree. So what are the things comes under precision work? Precision is going to be the reading, writing, typing on the laptop, typing on the smartphone, or some sort of activity which are associated with the fingers, wrist and the elbow. So whenever you are going to do those many tasks, make sure your elbow angle is going to be 45 degrees, so everything will come in front of you. Like simply daily routine activities, reading a newspaper or working on the laptop. That's why laptop stands comes into play. You have to raise your height so that the laptop upper border of the screen has to come up to your eyebrow level, and then automatically maintaining of the elbow angle 45 degrees possible for you. The second is going to be the light work. The light work, that means you have to, the workstation is below your umbilical level, as well as you are going to do that task with the minimum to maximum force within the range. So the household activities whichever you are going to do are going to come under the 90-degree angle. Even at the workstation, if the workstation is up below the umbilical level or at the umbilical level, we consider that task as a light work. That time you're supposed to bend forward from the hip. If the any reach out activity is required, you're going to maintain the elbow angle 90 degree for that. Definitely these are the basic guidelines I'm giving it to you. The actual designing is little bit into the deep, but these are the basic guidelines. There are many questions are coming, and that's why in between I'm telling these are the basic guidelines, because we have the time slot duration, the restriction also is there. It's a very vast part that the mental and physical work has a definitely a link in between that. But definitely lower limb pain and all those things also can get definitely can be managed and maintained with the help of ergonomics, and that's why we are taking this session to maintain the angles. That means 45 degree for the precision, 90 degree for the light work. And whenever we are going to do the heavy work, like simply lifting a bucket with a full of water, make sure you are going to do it with the more than 90 degree. So whenever you are going to do all this angling with the corrected posture, the spinal structures, all the joints are going to maintain into the neutral way, and you will be into the complete well-being of that throughout a day. Simple tips how to avoid musculoskeletal disorders. Definitely simple tips, but very effective, so that you can correct the root cause for that particular patient is work in the neutral posture, reduce excessive force and the repetition, keep everything in a easy reach and at a proper height. That height is definitely depending on the precision work, light work and the heavy work. Keep warm. That means every 45 minutes you're supposed to move each and every body part up, or otherwise you can choose a one joint according to your professional requirements if you're at a workplace. Then automatically the blood supply will start going to each and every body part, and it is going to maintain. Then the minimize the static and unsupported postures and the pressure points. Whenever you're going to design your workstation and whenever you're going to sit with the corrected postures, make sure to minimize the static unsupported postures. Use the proper lifting techniques and the lifting aids. This is applicable even in the people who are having disabilities and even applicable in the industrial area where we are designing the ergonomics. Ask for the assistant with the difficult task. When we are giving the training for the people who are into the team, who are working with the team or who are working individually, the teamwork they need assistance, but the personality differ from person to person. So if the person is not able to cope up with the team, we have to identify the root cause for that particular thing. We have to train that person to ask for the assistance, and whenever the difficult task is there, definitely he should ask for the assistance. And how to do that, how to work in the assisted way and how to do the proper corrected way with the postures, we have to train them in the industrial area. Take the micro breaks, that means the stretching is at most important. There are a gentle stretch reminder, n number of apps are available on the internet, you can download those and take the micro breaks, or otherwise the company is going to provide you, if the ergonomist are going to be visiting there, the standing, stretching, changing task. And how to do that, there is a musical stretches comes, so it will be more active for you. And also maintain the comfortable environment. The environment, that means wherever you are sitting, you have to understand the light, or otherwise there are how exactly the light is coming from the top or the sideways, the workstation, the atmosphere around you, or otherwise exactly the AC is working on for you or not, and how to maintain the proper body temperature. Whenever we are considering the potential solutions for the ergonomic point of view, can be the training, can be the engineering. Training, that means you have to train them with the training. Whenever we are training them, you have to train with the corrected training solutions. That means like simply there is a one question is coming, if the posture of the hip would be correct, did it affect the posture of the cervical or the knee? Definitely, this is the training solution example. That's why I am going to consider these questions right now. How to prevent even the tennis elbow by the ergonomics. Now for both of you, this is an explanation in the training solutions point of view. The person who is doing a task and continuously complaining about the pain, can be the hip, can be the knee joint, can be the elbow, or can be the nerves, or can be the numbness or the tingling sensation. Definitely there is a lack of training to that particular body part, and there is a training which is lacking in that workstation. How to sit, how to stand, or how to do the work, in that particular workstation, that person is not aware about. This is how we are going to train them. And whenever the tennis elbow happens, sir, there is a extensor and a flexor group lack, the lacking, the coordination is lacking between the extensors and the flexor group of muscles of the wrist and the elbow. Along with that, most of the time we have seen the radiculopathy also develops in the tennis elbow. Those are the things happen whenever there is a vibratory motion, or the contact stress or the mechanical stresses are getting generated. Can be the tennis player, or any can be the professional person who is developing that particular symptom. So whenever we are correcting with the ergonomic correct postures, like the basic postures, we have to train them, the sitting, standing, walking, and along with handling their workstation, automatically the things will fall in place, and then you can strengthen those muscles, or can be the correction if required with the electrotherapy. The engineering solutions are, you are going to design that particular chair or the workstation which is going to give you the full comfort zone to that particular person. Recently, I started implementing the height adjustable standing workstations for the people. So if they are using a desktop station, or if they are sitting with the in front of the computer, or they are sitting in front of the laptop, they can adjust it as per the sitting and the standing. So automatically the engineering solutions will get implemented 100%, and the people are also will be at a complete peace. The task modifications, that means you have to rotate your task from the sitting, standing, walking, jogging, along with stair climbing. Physical fitness issues, posture awareness, employees are going to be there. If there is a lack of coordination between the teammates, is also going to be one of the affecting major. That is one of the mental health mental health and stress is going to cause. These are the things we can correct and give the potential solutions with the help of physiotherapy and ergonomics. Whenever, like I say, the treat ergonomics as a baseline, not a ceiling. Make it a core value, not a program. Whenever the ergonomics we are going to consider, yes, I'm going to the osteoarthritis after this session. There are other things are also coming up. Whenever we are going to consider an ergonomics as a baseline, not a ceiling, that this is what I do it in my clinic. The first is the ergonomic history. You have to understand of that patient, what profession he is in, what are the job requirements, when he started developing the symptom, and when he noticed those symptoms, and what is causing the stress in his life, what are the root causes for that. Then you can jump to the physiotherapy history, so that automatically you will come to know what exactly the root cause for that particular condition. And the third is, if required, you can go for the exercise medicine, that means the fitness test. So automatically the all three in combination, you can correct that person's all overall well-being. Make it a core value, not a program. That means these you have to learn this only sitting, like a computer ergonomics. You have to learn only the laptop ergonomics, not going to help you, because you have to modify his whole lifestyle. The sleeping posture, sitting posture, standing posture, walking posture, footwear, even the simply carrying a bags, that means can be the purses in the patient, in the female, or can be the wallets in the male. They how to handle the how to do the chopping techniques, how to use the knife, how to use any kind of a task at household core activity, like simply mopping the floor, can from the mopping of the floor to the brushing of your teeth, how to sleep, those many things we have to correct it from the core, and then strengthen those muscles in the corrected postures will give you 100% result. Make it proactive, not a behavioral approach. Whenever we are giving them the correction, you have to give them a simple tips, which is going to be in assisted gravitational force. So automatically behavior changes, person maintain the proper assessment, and automatically it will be a complete support system for the person. So create a caring nature which that is active, develop a process that is sustainable, strive for the continual improvement, evaluate your ability to change. That means those are the combination you have to implement in the person or the patient way, and then automatically things will fall in place. These are the commonly get used and a helpful checklist is a job strain index, proposed method by the Moore and Garg, revised NIOSH drifting equation, Snoop push and pull table, rapid upper limb assessment, rapid entire limb, entire body assessment, the Okra checklist, which is from the Italy, Enrico Osteopathy, and all those have developed. Kelvonia software, these are the softwares which are easily available and you can use it in the daily routine. Yes. Now, we will start answering the questions about the physiotherapy, ergonomics, and exercise fitness point of view. And now, there was a one question which I just read about how to prevent osteoarthritis of the knee by the ergonomics. So, the first question is that when the knee arthritis get developed, it is an awkward posture of the knee, can be putting an unnecessary strain on the knee, can be the obesity, or can be the underlying causes. Can be the rheumatoid arthritis, can be the lifestyle diseases. There are n number of factors which we have to take in consideration, or sometimes it's just the nutrition. We are going to understand the footwear which that person is going to wear, the way he is going to stand, the way he is going to walk, the whole assessment we have to do in the ergonomic point of view, and then understand which compartment of the osteoarthritis that person has developed. Design the particular footwear with the help of the designers of the footwear with the ergonomic way. The second important part you can prevent by giving them the proper posture for the sleeping, sitting, standing, walking, so that the center of gravity will pass through them instead of passing through any body part, that means the one side of the body. So the spinal structures also will be in the complete alignment. Automatically the gravitational center of gravity is going to get maintained. The whole stress which is coming on the knee, that is a weight bearing joint, is going to get prevented. And this way by implementing the physiotherapy, you can with the combination of ergonomics, you can prevent it getting into the further damage. Now the second question we have, how to today's people regarding mobile and the tab usage. Initially I guess that you were not there. It's a precision work. So hold angle of the elbow towards your body with the 45 degree. So automatically when you are typing, automatically the finger work will be more as compared to the other joint. So it will be more soothing. Your neck postures will be corrected, and at the same point of time you are going to be in the complete peace of mind when you are typing something. Your point of view, utmost important part which you all have to train your bending is the work of your hip, not your spine. So when the person is bending, we have to train them to bend from the knee, then from the hip. If the continuous lower bending is required, or otherwise just a simple bending work is required, you have to understand the precision, light and the heavy work as per the elbow angle you have to adjust, and then automatically you bend forward from the hip instead of bending from the spine. What ergonomic advices will be giving to cure the low back neural pain like sciatica, definitely there is a lot of help is going to be provided by the ergonomic point of view, sir. You can give them the lumbar support pillow, donut wedge shape pillow. Along with the same, you can tell them to follow the ergonomic postures which you are going to train them individually, not in the team. The second important part is you are going to start working on the exercise medicine point of view fitness report. The report which is going to get generated, you are going to start working on the correction which is required in an individual muscle group, and then start implementing the physiotherapy to correct that neural pain. Because to correct it, everything is not going to get 100% cure because the damage has already happened in the spine. But when the damage is happening, you can prevent it there and there itself with the help of ergonomic postures, so that that damage will not increase. How can we design an exercise protocol for the patients with the depression? Whenever the person is coming into the depression, definitely there is a person who the doctor who is coming into my clinic, she assesses for the depression patient. The report is coming to me, that person is this level depression. Then you are going to start working on the active state of their lifestyle. Where exactly the depression root cause, what exactly the things are going to be taken care. The counseling part is going to come into play. The second important part is the ergonomics. That means the sound sleep has to be there, with the corrected postures has to be there. The teamwork they have to learn, they have to go into socializing. The postures has to be there. Their confidence level is going to get increased by showing them the corrected postures, how to present themselves in the society. The third thing is going to be with the exercise point of view, which are the exercises are actually required for that depression person. So automatically he will become more creative, active, he will start liking himself, and definitely the psychologist and the psychiatrist are there to take their own part. Now, how to control the knee valgus varus by the ergonomies? You must have heard, sir, valgus and the varus develop whenever there is a wrong standing posture or the sitting postures. So whenever the things are going to happen, you have to understand which mechanism is getting affected in that knee joint. Can be the hip mechanism, can be the ankle mechanism, or can be just the professional requirement, or can be the footwear requirement, or can be he has developed the protracted head shoulder posture. Just by developing the protracted head shoulder posture also is going to make that gravitational force go towards the gravity, and that all the muscles are going to get damaged. So assess for everything, and then accordingly you design the protocol for them. Yes, thank you so much. I guess I have answered all the questions. Okay, one more question is coming. What ergonomics should be prescribed as a children carry heavy bags, and how to sit continuously for the many classes? How to convince the school authorities in the language of ergonomics? I have recently started taking the protocols for the ergonomic in the protocols for the kids also in the schooling industry. Everybody in the school are taking it very positively. They are started implementing in the student. Now for the backpack, I will give you a one tip, ma'am. Whenever the person is carrying a backpack, even the adult or even the kids, the backpack has to end up to the first fold of your hip. That means where the muscle bulk is going to start from the thoracic spine up to the lumbar spine, the mid region where your hand is going behind. There, that means the arc of your lumbar, where you have to keep your backpack. The straps of the backpack has to be broad for the shoulder, has to be broad for the stomach point of view. There has to be two straps for the shoulder and for the stomach. So the core muscles also will be actively tightened. The second is going to be the shoulders will not be shrugged if the straps are short. The third thing, how to arrange a backpack, is going to be the outer aspect, inner aspect, the middle aspect. You are going to make the weight, the whole the weight which we are going to keep, like simply if you are considering the laptop which is a flat thing which is towards the spine. Then the second is the charger. The charger has to be completely in the outside compartment, and in the middle compartment a small thing but with the complete shape it has, that you are going to keep it in the middle compartment. The same way you are going to implement in the kids school bags as well. If the person is sitting in the cross leg in the school, there are many schools still don't have the benches. They can't afford to give it to them. Even those many schools also have visited for the session. When they are sitting in the cross leg, make sure the left leg has to be front, right leg has to be behind, so that the hip will maintain the anteversion, the spinal structures will be into the complete neutral posture, and they'll be able to sit in the cross leg. But every after 45 minutes when the recess is coming, and when the one teacher is going and the other teacher is coming, they have to do the stretching of the part, which automatically students implement because they like the exercise part and they enjoy doing that. Whenever they are sitting on the benches, make sure the feet should be completely supported. It should not be hanging. only the feet support is going to make that particular kid or the individual to sit in the corrected posture. If the feet are hanging, definitely sooner or later you are going to slouch. Calf pain is going to get, I guess I have answered the school question. Now the second question is that calf pain by the ergonomics. Calf pain develops whenever the calf muscles are continuously into the awkward postures in the contracted phase. If the knee is getting bent less than 90, calf muscles are going to get tight. Definitely the circulation, that means the venous drainage, according to me, your calf is your second heart. If it is going to pump way properly, then only the heart, the main actual cardiac capacity is going to maintain properly. If it is not going to get maintained, definitely you have to understand calf is getting compressed. So if you are maintaining a proper 90° or more than 90° with the 120° angling, it is going to help you to maintain the calf pain, as well as you are going to strengthen it, strengthen the calf muscle and the stretching by the strengthening with the help of physiotherapy. And also one of the footwear which you are going to use is going to damage your calf muscle. So always wear a proper footwear. Fit-flop is one of the best for the female, and for the boys it is going to be the medial arch support along with the proper compression, and the distribution has to be maintained on the lateral arch along with the heel. So this is how you have to basically identify which is best for you, and then you can choose it accordingly. Yes, can you demonstrate please if possible? Which one you want the demonstration, Dr. Adarsh Singh, Mr. Adarsh Singh? I'm sorry if I'm not calling you a doctor because it's showing as Adarsh Singh. What posture you want me to demonstrate, sir? Can you just tell me what demonstration you are expecting? For the female shoe, definitely sir, you can search on the internet for the FitFlop. The FitFlop has the complete inclination inside, where the inclination, that means the inner aspect of the footwear is completely into the arc way, and the outer aspect is straight, and the second is going to be the sole which is resting on the floor has to be fully flat, but the arches are provided inside for the foot, I mean the where the foot, the sole of the foot is resting. That kind of a footwear you can choose it for the female, sir. Yes, I just gave an explanation how to choose the correct footwear. There is no brand for that. If you are going for the footwear, you just have to have the correct footwear. I mean, the design it according to yourself, or you can choose it according to yourself. There is nothing like the cheaper or the very costlier variety. I always suggest to the people, it is always based on the ergonomic way, which is the best suitable part for you. By the Trendelenburg sign, the posture of the body is changed. How to correct the condition by the ergonomics. So there are ergonomic postures which you have to train that patient, and along with the same only, you with the help of that only you can correct those postures, and then you can correct those signs. But definitely the main important part is the electrotherapy and physiotherapy. First you have to train them along with the relaxation therapy, then the Trendelenburg sign and everything comes in control and get corrections. How to prevent to ergonomics with the paralysis patient. For the paralysis, basic to for the prevention is, ma'am, with the if the person has already developed the paralysis, definitely the ergonomic postures, that means the sitting, standing, walking, jogging along with stair climbing, everything you have to train them with the ergonomic and the scientific way. But if you if the person who is you want to avoid, you can prevent, is by the exercise medicine point of view, not the ergonomics point of view. Exercise medicine, the proper fitness report you are going to give it to them. As I just mentioned, I use the Dr. Fit software for that. It is there are 3-stepper tests, even the Dyna test, even the hand grip test, even the flexibility test we are going to do, and based on that we are going to identify the each and every body's muscle strength or the musculoskeletal, neurological, all the conditions we are going to identify, because it comes as a proper report for that, and then you can give it to your patients, and this way you can prevent a paralysis in the future. How to use the bag, I just explained how to use the bag for the kids.